Hey everyone, it's me, Make Me back again after a quick little 9 year hiatus. I know 9 years is a little bit long for hiatus, but that's what it is. I am back again though to start checking out some indie games, give my thoughts, feedback, and just have a little bit of fun. And what do we have today? Today we have Hollywood Animal. So, what is Hollywood Animal? Hollywood Animal is basically a tycoon game where you start up a small studio in the late 1920s and you build it out to be the best studio in the world. This one doesn't hold any punches, really looks at the 20s and all of their, I'll say, glamour and glitz we might have. But what we'll do today is we'll spend maybe about 20, 25 minutes in the game, see if it's something that you like or not, give some feedback for the devs to take a look at as well, and go from there. So we're just going to start from a new game here. This game is tutorialized. I have played a little bit of it just to get a feel of it, but it is very stylish and I think well made. New Year 1929. The hedonism of the 20s gives way to the Great Depression. The advent of talkies heralds the golden age of Hollywood, and life gives way to cinema. Film companies fiercely compete for market and influence. The strong devour the weak. You purchase a bankrupt studio to build a new business on its ruins. There we are, Hollywood Animal. What are we going to call ourselves? Let's call ourselves MBM Studios. I will note this game has some really good background music. I did turn it off here just because I believe it might be copywritten. But I would suggest this is definitely one that you want to listen to. It's got some great jazz and other music going on from the 20s there. We've got a name, we've got a logo. Let's do monkey, maybe. What is that, like a muskrat? Let's do the monkey, the gorilla. All right, now we get to change the name of our executives. We got Fred, Ann, and Johnny. That's fine. We'll just continue with those folks there. And then we get to choose our first film. So this is part of the tutorial. They give you kind of a pre-built film to play off of. So we've got Limpin' Luke, Blind Love, and The Messenger of Death. I'm gonna do Blind Love. Who doesn't love a good romantic comedy? All right. So here's the premise of the protagonist. We have a clumsy oaf in a small town. There lived a boy named Johnny Redmond. He was kind-hearted and a talented dancer, but he was also very shy. Whenever anyone watched him dance, Johnny became nervous and forgot all his moves. From an early age, Johnny always dreamed of winning the Crystal Slipper, the city main dance competition. All right, so there's our protagonist. He's a clumsy oaf. Now we got supporting characters. We got a rival. For the past 6 years running, the slipper had always gone to the arrogant slug named Duncan. Johnny applied for the competition and danced in front of the selection committee, but one look from Duncan was enough to tangle our hero's legs and send him spinning to the floor. What are you doing, you idiot? The champion laughed. Not even a blind person could watch you dance. But Johnny never gave up, and the very next day he came across a pamphlet for Chime, a dance club for the blind. Finally, the chance he needed to overcome fears and get used to dancing in front of people. Then he could wipe the floor with Duncan. All right, we got our rival, our supporting characters. We have our strict parent. All right. No dancing, Johnny. Johnny was determined to go to Chime that very evening, but his mother found the pamphlet in his bag. And don't you dare think about dancing. Your stupid father loved dancing too, and danced himself all the way to prison. Oh. She scolded her son and locked him in his room, but Johnny was flexible and limber. He squeezed through the tiny window and went out for an evening of dancing. Played by Della Kester. Supporting characters. We got a love interest. At Chime, Johnny meets beautiful Lily, and a million butterflies flutter in his stomach. Lily wasn't blind either, and like Johnny was hoping to overcome self doubt. Lily and Johnny danced and laughed all evening. When they parted, they agreed to meet again. There's our love interest, all right. Next, we have every evening Johnny escapes his room and meets Lily at the club. Their movements grow bolder and more exact. One day, Johnny wants to kiss Lily, but he can't. The boy's legs buckle with excitement and he falls on the floor of a crash. That evening, Johnny shares his dream of winning the crystal slipper. Lily admits that she has the same dream, and since they're competitors, they can no longer be together. Oh, what a shame. Winning the beloved. All right, the whole next day, Johnny is tormented. Is dancing more important than true love? He finds Lily's address and performs a clamorous dance right under her window. All the neighbors gather to gawk, but Johnny doesn't even care. He dances as passionately as ever. Amazed, Lily runs out into the streets and Johnny kisses her, and she kisses him back. Johnny, I don't care about the competition. I want to be yours forever. Johnny and Lily decide they'll perform at the Crystal Slipper as a couple. The jury protested. This is a singles competition. But when Johnny sees Duncan among the competitors, he takes Lily at the hand and rushes into the dance floor. At the end of a magic performance, Johnny kneels down and says words to Lily. Marry me. The women choke and sob. The men give a standing ovation. The stunned jury goes against all the rules and awards Johnny and Lily a grand prize. Duncan is furious. Because who cares about rules? I smell a sequel where a vengeance comes. Sweethearts stay together. Johnny and Lily realize that they love each other, and more than anything, in the long summer evenings, they sit in the window holding hands and talking about their feelings. A year after the wedding, Lily gives birth to a wonderful baby. Perhaps one day he too will become champion of the Crystal Slipper. Or that whole revenge plot from earlier would be good too. All right, so we got some ratings. This shows the movie's commercial appeal. The higher it is, the more easily a film will succeed for the general audience. And then we've got the show's movie's artistic appeal. The higher it is, the more recognition it can expect from the sophisticated audience. Right? A film's commercial and artistic appeal may change after each stage of development. The film Blind Love received these ratings after work on the script was completed. The screenwriter Herbert Ford loves writing romances, and thanks to his experience and talent, the love story turned out touching and memorable. The story's elements came together to form a coherent whole. Excellent. After pre-production, the film's rating rose even higher. Casting famous actors in this is the surest way to boost commercial and artistic appeal, but other factors also influence the ratings, including quality, scenery, and modern equipment. All right, and it looks like, oh, Joe's dead. Oh, okay. Hi, Joe. So this went down a little bit, that went up a little bit. And now we've got actual filming times. After the production phase, the film's commercial appeal declined. The lead actor became seriously ill. He couldn't dance with all his energy. However, the film's artistic appeal grew. Joe Deville tried to make up for the film's lack of a spectacle with subtle acting. Production problems were reflected in the lengthened schedule. Unfortunately, the actor passed away after finishing work on the film. All right, so there's our card. We got everything kind of together for this one. Continue on here. The budget, $431,000. That's how much money we spent. All right. And Blind Love's a light romantic comedy of a happy ending. The film will interest viewers of any age and is suitable for family viewing. Cool. And then we go to our studio here and learn a little bit more about the game. So time to send footage to post-production to complete the film. I love how all the tutorials come up in these like film grains as they come up through. So we can click on the movie card. And then there's these great animations in between as well. And now we're going to add an editor. So we've got two. We've got a 2.7 and 3.6 Emma. We'll put Emma on there right now because that's what we have. We have a composer we need as well. We've got Lewis and Lee. They're kind of the same, but we'll put Lewis on it because he's slightly better. We also need to decide who will develop the film and record the music and sound effects. So let's get the film development going. So we're going to hire somebody to do that. We can do these guys will give us low quality. These guys will give us medium quality. This movie seems like it's going to be all right, so let's try to give it good quality. And then we do music recording, same idea. Sound recording, same as well. You get more options as you build out your studio. All right, so we got all that set up, and it shows you down here how much that's going to cost and how long it's going to take. And you can start the post-production. Get a nice little animation once again. And back to our studio. You've planned out post-production, but until you assign a department head, you won't be able to get things moving. All right. To hire new employees, first appoint an HR director. So we'll click on the headquarters, and then we're in the headquarters. We got a CFO, a CCO, and a CLO. All of our C's are covered except for our CHO. So we'll get that done now. All right, so we've got folks here. So everybody has like an age, seniority, their loyalty, and their happiness, and then their contract term. So it doesn't look like we can change the contract terms. It's just kind of like, this is what we want, so give it to us or else. But you can choose from a group of folks here. So none of these guys are very loyal. This guy is happy. This lady is very unhappy. Clifton seems like the best overall, although he is the most expensive and the longest amount of years. So I think we'll do that anyways. And we'll hire him. Cool. This game has really nice sound, or like all of the UI is really sharp too. You get all this going on and the little tinks and clicks to let you know you're interacting with something is really good. Anyways, now we've got some missions over here. So hire missing department heads. We've got to hire a post-production head, a distribution head, and a maintenance head. So we've got no head over here. So let's click on this one. Right now it is locked down. So we'll hire a head of maintenance. Same idea here. Got 3 folks. We'll hire this guy because he's at least somewhat happy. Hopefully we can make them a little bit more loyal as we go along. So that's done. And then we can scan over here. We got no head of department over here, so we'll hire a head for the distribution. This guy's very happy. He's also very expensive. This Herbert Reed, level 1, 54 years old. Yeah, sure, you're cheap. We'll get you in there. Now that all opens up, and then we got over here our post-production. Same thing here. We'll get, wow, Claude, you are loyal and happy, and really expensive. That's probably a good thing though. So we'll spend a lot of money on the post-production guy. All right, so post-production has begun. Here you can see how far along the project is and how quickly it's progressing. All right, so we got bars down at the bottom there. You got play and all of that. All right, and now we're gonna build a script department. So we've got a build option here. So we go in here and you can see there's quite a few different buildings. The other thing you'll see as well when I build the script department, and by the way, there's also basic and advanced buildings as well that will lock. But one thing you'll notice is as I build this out and start construction, it has kind of a zone. So it can't still go too close to other buildings, and that zone provides space for building your add-ons. So once we set this down, we'll just put it right over here. I think that's good. You're then going to have this option here to choose the construction. This is kind of interesting. So the condition, I don't know what that affects, having played this a little bit before. Assuming it affects perhaps the happiness of the folks working there, perhaps. But you choose between 3. I'm going to go middle of the road here for now. You can improve this later on. So once we have this built in, we can go in and actually, if I click over here, or one of these guys here, there would be an option to look at the condition and actually update it. So you can see here, this one condition is 100%. If it wasn't, though, I'd have an option to kind of build it up. You can also go in and hire folks for the editors and composers. You can see the rest of them are locked right now until we build the appropriate buildings. But there's a big cast of folks here. But we're limited to a 1 or 2 stars when you first start off because nobody wants to work with us yet. All right, so post-production is going on. You can speed up or slow down time. Yeah, we're definitely going to take advantage of that because I don't think there's anything else for us to do right now. We can check the building tab here. I think everything that we can build is built so far. Yeah. So click out of that. So we'll just speed up time here for a few seconds. We're waiting 28 days for Blind Love to be finished in its post-production phase. But the game looks great. I love the animations. Like you get wind, you get storms go through. I don't think those have any effect on anything, but they just make the screen a little more interesting to look at. When you get later on into the, there'll be a lot more stuff going on. All right, so we got a an activity here. So Johnny Payne, I got divorced a couple of years ago, and I figured I was out of chances until I met Gilda. We spend all of our time together. We can't get enough of each other. It's always like that at the beginning, but we've been together a year now. We're like a drug to each other. I feel guilty even mentioning it, but when Gilda visits me at work, I absolutely cannot concentrate. She enraptures me. Yesterday, I nearly made a mistake on the paperwork that could have cost the studio a lot of money. Please do me a favor, help me fight this addiction. Let's introduce some kind of access control so Gilda can't just walk to my office. Yes, my heart was broken, like any drug addict, but I hate to hurt your business and ruin my career. So we have some options here. Sure, we'll start controlling access, so his loyalty will increase, but his happiness will go down. I can tell him he's crazy, but his happiness will go up, but his loyalty will go down. I think we'll focus on loyalty. Yeah, so those missions will pop up from time to time as you go through. And you can see we've got 30 days until this is built. We've got about 2 days until this is gone. So we should get a pop-up now with the rest of the tutorial. Yeah, so that's done. We can press play there. Just let's actually pause here. We'll go through. You see we've got options here. You're gonna have all of your notifications go up here. You've got your date and times up here, and you've got your money. As the game progresses, you're gonna get more stuff in here as well. But you do have reputation and a few other things that we'll fill in as we go through the tutorial. For now, let's get Blind Love ready. All right, so post-production results. We spent another 36 grand. That adds on to the budget. Unfortunately, because our editors suck, these went down a little bit. That's okay. So yeah, the film's commercial and artistic ratings dropped a bit. Don't be upset. You did everything you could. Your studio still has low-level employees in technology. Fair enough. We continue on. We see we get folks to get some level ups a little bit here. The actors level up. Excellent. Continue. Now we can select a poster. I think this is probably the one we're gonna go with. And then we head over to distribution. All right, nice little animation, and here we are on the calendar. So the release calendar displays all the films being shown across America for the foreseeable future. All right, so ours is slotted in. Studio's previous owners already chose a release date for this film. You'll choose a release date of the next film yourself. All right, continue. You don't just own a studio, but a whole network of 91 cinemas. You can run your films in your cinema for free, but that's not going to be enough to reach a wide audience. You have to rent other theaters if you want solid box office receipts. Excellent. All right, so you can see here, the studio's previous owners already arranged this and paid the film's rental costs. In the first week, the film is scheduled to be shown 7,000 times. Some 3,000 of these screenings will take place in your cinemas, leaving 4,000 screenings across other cinemas. Next time you have to plan for this and pay the rental costs yourself. And the screenings and rentals are scheduled out 4 weeks from release. Once they expire, you can extend your rentals if you want, if you think the film can still make a profit. And they'll start printing the film tomorrow and will be finished and ready for distribution in 5 weeks. Distribution goes out all at once when they finish printing. Printing speed and cost vary by contractor. The studio's previous owners already paid to have this film printed. Okay, so they've taken care of everything for us, including the marketing, it looks like. Yeah, so typically the film begins promotion a few weeks before the premiere, so the advertising has time to gain momentum. Studio's previous owners already arranged the advertising campaign, but in the future you'll decide everything yourself. All right, your film's promoting by an advertising agency. It's time to tell the audience who they should target. Studio's previous owners already paid the agency for promotion of 3 films. After that, you'll have to arrange the advertising yourself. All right, so we're gonna do this one for the whole family. Confirm. Coming soon. That's all set. So that's all up to date. Audience will soon be watching your first film. Great. Confirm that. And back to our studio. Okay, so we're currently paused right now. I think now we're gonna start seeing some new buildings and whatnot come together. So let's hit play. We've got 21 days until this goes, and we got 47 days till this goes. So let's speed up time for now. Oh, we got another note here from Herbert Reed. You asked me, Blind Love is a surefire hit, a farewell film by a young star, the story of the soul, but it will go to waste unless it's released at the right moment. Studio's former owners were mindful of these things. They scheduled production carefully and chose a good window for releasing the film, right when the public would be hungry and there was practically no competition. But when the old studio closed its door, those parasites from Margins Pictures decided Blind Love would never see the light of day. I don't know who was pulling their strings, but they convinced all the theater owners to give them our slots. The film The Margines are releasing instead doesn't even have a title yet, but you know what kind of slop they serve the audience. Probably something like yesterday's fart or wet armpits. Ooh. The truth is on our side. We have all the documents, but a court battle would be long and pointless. We'll miss the moment, and no competition will cover that. Instead of, I suggest we use all our connections, all our influence, and remind the theater owners that our agreements have to be honored. All right, so this is where we start getting some influence that we can use. So agreed, let's let them know how a deal is a deal and get our slots back. Or no, we better keep our heads down. We're not new at this business. Will start rolling 3 weeks later. So I have an option to save this points here. I've got 50. I have 50 to use. That's my reputation. So I will use it. And then you can spend influence points on to solve different problems. Excellent. Now we're sped back up, and you can see my influence points here and my reputation up there now. The time's going through, and now we have some other problems here. Construction of the script department is going according to plan so far, but there's a small snag. According to the architect's vision, a large red leaf maple should be the central decorative element. The contractors found a suitable tree in a reserve on the border between Ontario and Minnesota and already agreed on a price and transportation, but the inspector who issues the permit is playing coy. He says he can't say how long the paperwork will take, maybe a week, maybe a month, or two. You know as well as I do, sometimes you need to grease the gears. $200 cash, and the tree will be on the road to California tonight. I don't want all our plans disrupted because of some petty bureaucrat. What do you think? Yeah, well, let's spend $200. Sure. When an issue needs to be resolved quickly and discreetly, the funds in the studio's bank account can be useless. When the situation gets tricky, cash is king. All right, so now we got about $6,300 cash. We got about 10 days until the script department is done, and 30 days until Blind Love is ready for release. Okay, so the script department is completed. We get a nice animation there again too. Condition 75%, that's what we chose. Okay, continue here. And now we got to hire a head for this one as well. Looks like Barry here is the best overall. Yeah, I'm gonna go Barry. So let's confirm Barry, he's hired. And now we can choose our favorite genres. Let's do comedy, drama. It's the 20, so let's do detective. And we'll continue there. We get 3 screenwriters to start us off. We can change their names if we want. I'm not going to bother right now. Walter West. And we continue. To begin work on a new script, select the script department building. Will do. Great, so now we're in the script department building. The department worked up several ideas for the first scripts. We're going to click on that. And here are our ideas. So we can choose to write one of these. We've got an action, modern American city with a cop. We've got an action of a clumsy oaf. We've got an action of another clumsy oaf. This is all we got, guys. Come on. Let's do this one because we have somebody I think is focused on detective. So cops, detectives. We could probably do something around there. All right, so we choose that. Then we choose who we want to write on it. So unfortunately, our detective specialist here is only at 1.9. We've got Felix Hills of 3.5, and Bernard is 2.8. He's good at dramas, so maybe we choose Bernard for this one. It's an action. We don't really have anybody who's focused on action. So I think we'll do drama, and we'll start writing. It's going to take about 82 days for that to be completed. And we can do these other ones too if we want, or we can wait for new ideas. So we have the option. Since these are both actions, I think I'm just going to wait for now until something else comes up. And continue to develop your skill. Film studio is key to success. Pick an upgrade for the department. Right, so now we get into the tech tree. And there's not just one tech tree, there's multiples. And so no matter who's working in your script department, no one knows better than you what film needs to be successful. This upgrade, you can write your own stories. So let's click on that. And then we're going to click on the upgrade over here. So now we got this. What was interesting about this is you've got these tech trees. And again, this is just a demo, so not everything is unlocked yet. But every single building has a tech tree. So there's actually quite an extensive amount of things you can study. So I noticed in here as well, so you can upgrade. It takes time. It doesn't seem to take money. But you can, for certain ones, you can add money and you can add influence to make them go faster. But they don't cost any points. They just cost time. All right, so we got that going in. And now we got to build a production department and a pre-production department. And then you'll also notice that we now have these red flags at all the other buildings. That's for their upgrades as well. Where's my other buildings here? Yeah, so we can click on these and we can choose what we want to do here. We can do a film lab. We can do a sound studio, a concert hall. Let's do a sound studio. Upgrade that. So it's going to tell you how long it's going to take. It's going to take 300 days. And then you can see there's certain speed ups. Those are locked right now because I don't think I have the right departments yet to do that. But I can set these up and I can upgrade that. Right. And then you can do that for all the other buildings as well. So I can go in and choose different things here. Marketing and outreach, I think, would be important. So let's get that going. All right. And now let's build our production department. So we're going to go down here to see we have 5 new buildings available. It's going to show us which ones are done. We've got advanced buildings as well. So producers, officers, engineering, security. So let's get the basic ones done first. We'll get production in. That's going to cost us between 90 and 300,000. Takes up electricity and water consumption. I think that's just a cost because it's just a maintenance cost. I don't think I have to build anything for those that I've noticed. But that's kind of the associated cost with it and upkeep. So this is pretty large. So let's put this towards the back of the building, or we can put it over here. Let's put it over here. All right, and again, we can choose what we want. Let's just low condition this one. Get it done quickly. You can always update it later. We got to go back in now. We got to get pre-production done. This one needs a lot of space. We can zoom out a bit here. Let's put it up over here. And we'll do the same thing. We'll get these done quickly, and then we'll fix them up later. All right, we've got the premiere for Blind Love. Joe Duval in Blind Love. We can add a tagline. All right, so let's release the film. Our first motion picture film. Sorry, the Kino Marks rating system measures audience reviews on the day of the premiere. If you're sure you released a quality film, but people aren't appreciating it, then you may have lured the wrong audience to theaters. All right, so we got an A+. Excellent. All right, we got some reviews. Such a film might have turned out a bit frivolous or even droll had the magnificent Duval not commanded the main role, but thanks to him, history has gained a new depth and grandeur. We'll always remember you, Joe. We got a 5-star as well. Great. So it's well reviewed. We continue on. All these folks who worked on it now get experience as well. So we'll just continue for that. Gets all the experience. Continue again. And then we spent a little bit more money again this stage, so it's going to add on to the total budget. And we'll continue. Great. And I just wanted to show it to you too. You can zoom all the way out, and it's going to show you kind of a highlight of everything going on. So you can see your whole studio area. You get all your story elements. As you build out, you'll be able to research and find new story elements. And there's like events that will give you more elements as well too. Over here, it's going to show you all of your employees and which ones you can hire for. So you need to have the appropriate building to hire for, and those will activate there as well. And then it shows you all of your overall stats and everything there as well. All right, so we're waiting about 14 days for this to come up. And we've got another story event here. So Felix Hill, the scriptwriter, I borrowed a little money for some people. They seemed like good guys. They had honest eyes. I'm a great judge of people. But now some annoying jerk is following me around everywhere demanding I pay off the debt. I had returned the whole amount today, but I need a little time to recoup. You know what they say? You might be strong, but the cards are always stronger. That's all nonsense, by the way. I'll show the cards who's boss. So can you let me go for a couple of months while I sort this mess out? So I can say yes or no. I'm going to say no. He's my best scriptwriter. I guess, yeah, sure, whatever. You go. You'll be happy. Excellent. All right, so 11 April, my birthday. Sweet. Oh yeah, we can also do all of these here and get these departments going. So this is our PR department. So we can do double reputation for profitable films, or we can do charity. Let's do this double rep. It takes almost 3 years, so we'll upgrade that. You can see we have like a 3% boost on that. I believe that comes from our leader for this department. So as they get levels up, they're going to be able to boost your research. All right. Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of other ones here as well. So here we can do ethnic composition. And this game doesn't shy away from the fact that the 20s were not so nice to every type of person, unfortunately. So you can go into there. You can also go into services, which I think is what we'll do. That's a quick one. So we'll upgrade that. And then we've got our new building down here, our maintenance building. We do landscaping. It's the only option in the demo, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, we've got construction completed here now on the production facilities. Condition is 50%. We'll continue. And we've got to hire somebody for this. I don't really have good options here. We've got a really expensive guy. None of these guys are happy. I guess production is hard, I guess. So we'll just hire this guy. Confirmed, he's hired. All right, we got the pre-production. It's the same thing here. Got to hire somebody else. Looks a little bit better. Yeah, you look pretty good here. All right, we'll get you in there. And now actors. So these are the actors remained at the studio after change ownership. What are their names? We'll just leave the names for now. It's all fine. Russell Simmons, Sarah Frid, and Jane Fisher. And these are the actors. Additional the male actors there. Great. And these are the directors we have to start off with. Excellent. All right, so next goal here is to build a level 1 sound stage. We have some more research we can do too, so let's just quickly pull up the research so you guys can see the research. So yeah, again, quite decent size for each building. So this is one for each building. It's quite a bit. So we'll research this, the only option. We can go to the next building here, get some legal protection going on. We'll need that for sure. And then I think we're good for this building. Oh, we've upgraded the story workshop. Excellent. We can go to upgrades from here and we can work on the next one, which is sequels. Develop new story elements. Take 100 days. Excellent. And we got another story here. The legendary Lydia Globe is back in the saddle. Nearly. Yeah, honey. I know you expected me to start a new film right away, but getting used to talking is taking longer than expected. You've got to understand a bird that's used to flying in the clouds can't just dive down to the bottom of the ocean without a little preparation first. I'm doing speech exercises with masters on stage, stretching out my vocal cords, drinking egg cocktails. Getting that velvety voice in the morning, you can already notice a difference. That's right, honey. So please, I'm begging you. I mean, really begging you. Give me 3 more months to get it ready for the first talking role. You'll see your patience will pay off. Sure. Take the time. Excellent. All right, down here we can see too, Blind Love has been out in the theaters for a while, so it's making some money. We can click on this and we can get some updates on what's going on. So it's going to show you the name, how many weeks it's been out. So it's been out for 3 weeks so far, and here's our 4-week growth so far, which is pretty good. We got $1 million profit. Gives us some nice seed money for everything that we might need. Good. And we can also go back to the calendar to kind of see what else is going on. And you can see all the other movies that you're competing against. There's a bunch of different companies that we compete against. So you'll have them coming in and putting in movies, and so you'll have to choose where you're going to put your movies, right? Because if there's competition, it means there's less audience potentially for your movies. So you got to choose carefully where you're going. It's also going to show like holidays and things like that. So there might be certain holidays like July 1st, maybe July 4th, I should say, that perhaps won't be as profitable for you. So you can place around those. So yeah, good amount of detail there. All right, so we've got some more things we can build out. So we can build out a story workshop. And this is an add-on, so this is going to need to be built in proximity to this building here. And all the roads kind of go in automatically when you build stuff in. So if I can build this like out here, and if any road is needed, we'll build it out. We'll get Willis Brothers to start that one up. So that's on its way now too. We can go back in here. We've got advanced buildings as well. So producers, officers, and engineering. Producers, officers will let us hire producers. So I think that's a good idea because we don't really have many producers yet. We'll put them back way in the corner here because they're producers. And we'll make that done really quickly as well. So that's going. All right, so the first 4 weeks were successful. This film is still making a lot more money at the box office than we're paying in rental fees. We'll make a lot more if we extend our original distribution plan. Click Extend Distribution to keep playing the movie for another 4 weeks under the same terms. All right, so we can extend distribution. Once you do your own films, you have options here to extend it, to edit it, or just to say, you know what, that's enough and go through. But this one's propped up for the tutorial to make you a little bit of money initially. So we'll extend the distribution here. Excellent. All right. So as you can see, there's little pop-ups there. You're getting more influence on a regular basis from all your different buildings, and you can push things into there, and you'll get more influence, so you can spend these points later on. All right, so Jane Fisher's here. I hear Lydia Globe is coming back out of retirement, or what I actually heard was that she never retired at all. She just went off to work on her voice so she can steal even more roles from us. It's too much to hope for. The greedy bitch did finally retire. There's got to be an ounce of justice in this business. I'll take it into consideration. Excellent. So we got some more research we can do here. Production department, soundstage, line production, production support. Let's do line production support. What does that do? Opens the line production office, which gives you control over the film schedule. Okay. Production support. Open the production support office, which makes shooting on location more comfortable. Sure. Let's do that. All right, so we got a script going through. Let's go through the script process here. Let's just speed that up. That's going to take, so one little problem there is you can't really see it without clicking on it. It's 17 days. It's coming up. It's coming up. All right, we got money coming in still from the movie down at the bottom. Oh, we have another research we can do over here as well. Casting office. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll get that going. That's all of our research going. So the research pings will stay up here, and as they fill in, you'll find out. All right, we got a script. So this one initially started out 3.9 and 3. Okay, so we can continue there. Get our experience as well. New level for him, so he goes up a star, which is great. And so it is now a thriller action in an American modern city with a cop and an evil monster. Okay. So now we have the option here. We can shelve this or we can start the project. Shelving it just kind of puts it aside. We can do it later on. That's useful in this game if, for say, you've got like a really good script, but maybe you can't afford or don't have access to the best producers or directors or actors. You can shelve it until later on. This one's kind of in the middle, so I think we go ahead and start project and just kind of show what that looks like. So we get a nice little animation here again. And then we get to start choosing some things. We get to choose our cinematographers. Oh, and here's our tutorial here to let us know. So these are the places and the events where it's going to take place. And you need to decide where they're going to be. And then you need to select the location quality. And then add all the folks. There. And then you can always cancel. All right, so going through here, we don't have a soundstage yet. So if we click on that, it's going to be empty. We will have sound stages later on. So everything here is going to be on location. So it's already preset that. And then we can choose the quality. So we're going to select those. We're going to set the quality. Right now, we only have 1 star. We don't have the ability to go higher. And then it's going to let us know around how long it's going to take, the cost, and so on. And then we can add our cinematographer here. So we have Harry, or we got Thomas. So what I've learned about the game is that you have these numberings here kind of meet these numberings as well here. So happiness plays a factor, but basically you don't want to put a 2.1 to work on a script 3.9 because they're just not up to the quality of it, and it will always come down if you put them on it. He's a little bit more similar to it, so there's more chance that it will stay the same or even go up. And happiness and loyalty also play a factor in that. If they're unhappy, it's more likely that the production will go poorly. So we'll use him for now. So he's the best we got. We don't have a sound stage. We've got everything else set up here, and then we can just kind of continue on. So now you're going to see your budget gets filled up over here. We can now add filming technologies. We only have the one for now, so we'll do that. Same with sound. And then you have some options down here, and again, these options will improve as you build new facilities. So you've got extras. We can do more extras or fewer extras. We can update the costumes once we have that, and we can do just enough crew or more crew. I'm assuming probably later on you can kind of cut back on crew a bit, save some money, but your quality will be affected. So all these things affect your overall quality. So right now we have very little that we can do to influence the quality being better. So we'll just leave it as is. We'll continue on here. And then you're going to add your producers, right? So again, if we put her on or him on it, it'll probably go down a bit. Him, he's a little bit closer, so we'll put him in there. We could choose a director. He's above, so he should influence it positively. And then we go in and get our stars. So we've got Gabriel, who's 67 years old. You've got Peter Harris here is probably the best person to use right now. So we'll put Peter in here. And then you can see all the genres that they've been doing recently: action, comedies, horrors, and these all affect how they affect the quality of the movie. So if they've been doing a lot of actions lately, people might get a little bit tired of seeing them there, and it might affect your qualities and so on. And then we can choose our evil monster. So we have got, I think we'll do Russell Simmons in here, just because he's a little bit happier. These guys are all very, very sad folks. So we'll put him. And so naturally, I never doubt your competence. I just want to give you a little professional advice. Choose actors who are at least the same level as the script. If the script is good, but the actor's lousy, they'll drag the film down. Yeah, so that's what I was just saying. All right, so we'll put Russell in there anyways. That's fine. We'll continue on through here. And then it's going to give you some options here. It's just going to give you a summary of everything, and you put your little stamp on it. Bam. And then you can start the project. And then you go back there. That's going to move in to the next phase. Oh, but we got a quick little update on the movie out here. So we can continue extending this, but you'll see that we're paying rent. So as this goes down, we'll start losing money. So we'll probably just end distribution here. And then it gives you the summary of the event here. And we get some influence, or some reputation, I should say. And we can send this to the archive. Excellent. So let's pause here. So these things will keep running. These things will keep running. And then you'll see your stage for this movie will be up here. And it's going to flow down here. So as it comes through, you're going to get, it will give you a notification, turn gold, that it's ready for the next stage. As you add more movies in, you'll see all of them on here, all different stages. So later in the game, you usually have like 2 or 3 in each different stage as you're going through, and you're deciding what to do with them in each stage. But any case, this is the game so far. The demo is actually quite meaty, I've found. So if you haven't checked this out already, it is available on Steam today. So if this is in your field of games that you enjoy, I definitely would encourage you to check this one out. It's got a lot to it, and the demo gives you a lot of content to actually try out. Which is nice and not super typical for these ones that usually last like a year in game or something like that. This one goes for quite some time. So definitely recommend checking it out. But this has been Hollywood Animal. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to click like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be covering indie games and a few games that I just want to cover as well as we go through. So keep an eye out for those, and hope to see you in the next video.